Hey everybody, I'm Michael Foster, and this is Reaction to Romance. Now, today's author, once again, one of my favorite people, but is a USA Today best-selling author, Suzan Tisdale. That's right, the cheeky wench from the Midwest, the warrior queen herself. We're going to check out Ian's Rose and see what old Ian's got in store for you. Every pebble, every mud puddle, and every crude remark made by his clansmen as he exploded through the courtyard and into the keep only fueled by his already burning anger. Oh. An older woman was spreading fresh rushes on the gathering room floor when he stormed in. "Ach, Ian," she giggled. "You seem to have forgotten to cover yourself, lad." Okay, so Ian's running around naked here. We're just coming into what's going on. It starts off, the dude's busted into a place in the nude. His face was already purple with rage, so she did not notice how it was burned with humiliation. "I do no mind, though," she said with a smile, "but ye might want to cover yourself for the sake of the children." Tugging a small drying cloth from her belt, she tossed it to him. He caught it with one hand and used it to cover himself. Well, that was good of Ian, and it was very good of her. "Where is Rose?" His words were clipped, heated. "I believe she went above the stairs, lad." Ignoring the whistles and comments as they pertained to his bare arse, he took to the stairs two at a time. He went first into her room, threw open the door, but 'twas empty. He spun around to head back to his room when he saw her at the end of the hall. Her eyes widened in surprise first, before he caught a fleeting glimpse at her fear. "Woman!" he shouted. With nowhere to run, she turned around and went back into his chamber. He was at the door before she could bar it, pushing through. Out of breath and furious, he stood in the doorway and glowered at her. "Did ye find it amusing to leave me in the lock without so much as a leaf to cover me nakedness?" Well, he's pissed. Slowly she backed away, looking more fearful as the moments passed. "I asked ye a question." He took a step forward. She cleared her throat before answering. "'Tis no more than ye deserved, ye pig-headed lout." "'Tis no more than ye deserved, ye pig-headed lout." I love it. Good job, Susan. Way to write a strong woman character. That'll show them. Actually, this one's for the ladies. Pig-headed louts out there. Beware. Strong women from Ian's Rose are stepping forward to put you on notice. He quirked a brow at her insult. "Just because you're me wife does no mean you can do as you please. It does no give ye the right to leave me naked, to force me to walk through the keep without a stitch of clothing. It also does no allow ye to insult me." Even if he had not spoken a word, she'd have been able to tell just how angry he was. His eyes pinned her in place. The vein on the side of his neck pulsed and throbbed. He was standing over her now, his head clenched into fists at his side. At the moment, she was unable to determine if he planned on hitting her. Ian, no. No, bad. Bad. That never ends well. Believing they were married, he might just believe 'twas his right to do so. So that's what kind of a world they're living in here. Well, For the record, I make dinner. Mustering courage, she pushed her fear aside, fully prepared to admit they were not. You know what? I'm going to jump ahead here a couple paragraphs just to see what's going on here. So they're mad at each other. It says here, his words were clipped and heated. "Where is Rose?" He's torqued. And, you got this nice lady sitting there at the bar that's just, cool enough to throw him like the bar rag and cover yourself up for the sake of the kids. So at least that's okay. I mean, they might be able to beat their wives, but at least they're not going to show kids their naked arse. So I guess they got one thing going for them there. But as of now, I know that she thinks he's a pig-headed lout, and whatever the hell it is that he did, it was worth her taking all his clothes for him, making him run through the town. That's good. So let's skip ahead here and see what's... Ooh, I see warrior. In big letters, warrior, so I'm going to read it. That's how I roll. Like any good warrior, he met her challenge the only way he knew how. Head on. In the span of 3 fluttering heartbeats, Ian had his arms... Okay, so let's slow it down here for a second. This is when it turns into the reaction to romance. So I think we're about to have a tender moment here. So for romance fans, put your seatbelts on. Here it comes. In the span of 3 fluttering heartbeats, Ian had his arms wrapped around her waist. Without permission or warning, he pressed his lips to hers. He took soft and tender possession of lips he'd kissed before, but not with the fervor and intensity of this moment. Oh, get what's yours, Ian. Languid, slow, treasuring every ragged breath she was trying so desperately to conceal. Nice try. This is Ian. Know that. He reveled in her soft moans of pleasure, wouldn't we all? Surrender was inevitable. Whether he surrendered to her or she to him, 'twas not important. What was important was that he had decided that he would never set her aside. He would never let her go. Claim what's yours, Ian. That's right. You get her and you hang on to her and you never let her go. The way Rose held on to Jack and said, I'll never let you go. I digress. He was going to make her his now and forever. She was his wife, and soon they would consummate their marriage. Is the cheeky wench getting ready to cut loose? Sealing their fate, their destiny to one another for all eternity. The kiss left her breathless, with legs as sturdy as hot honey. Oh, honey, no. This kiss made her legs turn into hot honey. All right, Ian, the man. Every square inch of her felt warm with thrilling anticipation, and he'd only begun to kiss her. Ian only began to kiss her, and this kiss not only took her breath away, but turned her legs into nothing more than hot honey. Every square inch is warm and thrilling with anticipation. Hashtag hero. Ian, Suzan Tisdale. That goes to show you right there that the cheeky wench is able to take a scene where you've got Ian, the Incredible Hulk, storming through buck naked, Bruce Banner style, looking, where is Rose? And then comes across her. They have a shouting match. She puts him in place, even though she could take a beating. And the dude really could say that it's his God-given right to thrash her. Just saying, this is Suzan Tisdale's world, not mine. And that being said, literally like a page and, 4 paragraphs later, he's grabbing her and making her his, and that soft, passionate kiss that's like powerful but slow. And man, I'm telling you, Suzan, way to write. Ian is like what? Like, I just watched my first John Wayne movie the other day. Ian's like the John Wayne of Highlanders. That's what I'm thinking there. And rightly so, ma'am. But, man, I thoroughly enjoyed Ian's Rose. Thank you, Suzan Tisdale, for sharing. For those of you in the comments section, if you want to add to the conversation, spark some stuff up, that'd be awesome. You can check out Suzan's works in the links. You can find her on Amazon and all the different platforms and read Ian's Rose. I am Michael Foster, and this is Reaction to Romance.